Welcome to Blade HQ, everybody. Today's a very special day because Jim McNair is here.
Hey.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Those of you who don't know, Jim is one of the designers over at Kershaw, and he's showing what his team's been working on for the last year and the new knives for 2024, and I am pumped. And the first one on the table is the Dawnstar. We've seen this one a little bit before.
Dawnstar. I love that name, by the way. That just makes me happy. Yeah, so the Dawnstar is our take on kind of a karambit style knife, and you can see it's got that classic hook-shaped blade. I love this design. I think our other designer did this one. I think he did a great job on it. Contoured, smooth handles, that fine, we've got enough feelings with this kind of fine diamond texture, and I really like it. It doesn't tear up your pockets, but it's nice and grippy.
Yeah.
Let's see, we have injection molded handles with glass reinforced nylon, HCR 13 MOV blade, I believe. Can you confirm that for me?
Yes, it's your 13 MOV.
Yeah, thank you. But you just see it's slicey and wicked, and it's got that high grind. It's got we've had a lot of really positive response to this.
Yeah, a really deep hollow grind too. So this edge is paper thin, slices for days.
Yeah, but it's got that just slicey tip on it.
And I'll tell you what I like about this is I realize I'm not much of a ring fan with knives, but karambits are cool. And I think if I was going to get a karambit, I would want something like this because no ring, but still really great solid grip.
Yeah, we didn't put a ring on this one, so we left Beyonce out of the equation on this knife. So
this is not the Beyonce knife.
Yeah.
I got to know what's the Beyonce knife.
Probably one of these. We didn't put a ring on any of them.
I suppose you're right. We didn't. One day we'll find one. I guess maybe the Outlier.
The kids out there are like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I think it was 11 when that song came out. Yeah, assisted opening on this guy?
You have to make me feel this old this early in the video.
I'm sorry, Jim. I didn't mean it.
So anyway, at the nursing home, we all like this quite a bit. But no, I think everybody's going to like this. It's comfortable, it's easy, and I think sometimes, again, people overlook karambits, but as I always say, with that kind of blade shape, it's super effective for cutting rope, cutting boxes. It's a work knife.
Yeah, probably the most piercy tip I've ever seen on a Kershaw is this guy right here.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. That'll shred your cardboard, no problem.
Yes. Deep carry pocket clip, and it looks like it's reversible, so if you carry it weak side, not a problem. And thanks to that assisted opening speed safe, it's going to be easy to open one hand too if you're going to use this as like a last ditch self-defense tool.
Yeah. Yep.
Very exciting.
So that is the 1423 Dawnstar.
Dawnstar.
Yeah.
Then next up, is this an auto from ZT?
This is, yeah. So we're shifting from kind of imports to ZT here. So this is the ZT 0556. It's our first ZT auto. And so we were trying to think, how do we make this different than a launch series? Because we make a lot of automatics. And so we have that real slim 90 thou blade, make it really, really slicey.
That's really thin.
We have a nice high flat grind, carbon fiber inlays on both sides, and we have a titanium handle, which when I was designing this, not many people do it.
Yeah, titanium in autos is a mixture that we don't see too often, but I'm really happy to see it. It gives it a really nice premium feel, and it helps the handle sort of stay in your hand.
Yeah.
It gives it a more weight in the back.
It's not too heavy, but it's not too light. It's kind of a nice balance. And then, of course, we have the trapezoid-shaped button, doing something a little different on this knife, trying to make it more fun and interesting. Reversible deep carry pocket clip.
Reversible? Oh, yeah, there's a pocket for it.
Yep, that's the sneaky, that's kind of our design where we have no visible holes for it. So you take the screw out, and that little tube spacer slides out, reverse the clip, just put it back in.
Yeah. I gotta say, it's bold for a company that makes autos to be like, yeah, this is how you disassemble it and put the pocket clip on the other side. Most of them are like, do not touch my knife with a screw.
Oh, yeah.
With a screwdriver.
Fair enough. Well, it's only that back tube spacer. The rest of it stays together.
So so it's not a difficult thing at all.
As long as you have a T6, you can get her done.
Okay. I didn't realize that. I'd seen this before, but I didn't like that. What a clever way to hide a pocket clip socket right there. Super clean appearance on it. Yeah, MagnaCut steel on this guy?
Yep, MagnaCut, titanium, satin finish. What more could you want?
Yeah, I think MagnaCut's a great pick here because that toughness allows you to go so dang thin here. So that's probably the best slicing auto I've ever held, I imagine. Now I want to go cut an apple with it or something. Time will come. All right, keeping it MagnaCut though, we have Bel-Air.
And the Bel-Air has been one of the hottest new knives for us, and so we're really excited to have this new premium version. So again, MagnaCut steel, satin finish. I like shiny things, I guess. But
yeah, the satin and carbon fiber mix just looks so good.
Yeah, but for something a little different, we have the marbled carbon fiber on this one. And yeah, as you can see, silver hardware, and it just pops, and it's light and it's comfortable. I mean, this is probably the one that I'm going to give as a couple of gifts this year for sure.
It's a nice one, and the bearings you use are so incredibly smooth.
I mean, January gifts, because it's totally January right now, right?
Yep, totally January.
Yep. Well, my wife's birthday is in January. Sorry, honey. You're getting one of these apparently.
I'm sure she'll love it.
But yeah, no. So again, we've had a really great response to the Bel-Air. People love the aluminum version, and so we're really excited to be able to bring out this carbon fiber version and kind of give you a little bit of a dress tuxedo version, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Love the Bel-Air, and keeping it with somewhat newer models that have just become huge families. We've got a lot of Iridium coming out.
We do. We said we heard you like Iridium, so we gave you some Iridium to go with your Iridium.
Love it.
No, but really, I mean, the Iridium has been just, again, I guess it's like speaking about your own family in a way. I mean, this is again one of Andrew's designs, and he did such a great job with it, and
yeah,
it's been real popular for us. So we're making a bunch of new versions.
This has been pretty much the best-selling knife 2 years running at Blade HQ. Like, people love the Iridium.
Well, we're glad to hear that. We're just so happy to be able to provide them to you. Mm-hmm. So then, this is the reverse Tonto Iridium.
Mm-hmm. And this one's the black. So we've seen reverse Tonto in the original, like, gray and orange.
Yep.
And now we have it black as well.
Yep. And should we show them together?
Sure.
We have
the mini reverse Tonto.
We have siblings here.
Mm-hmm.
And we have we have our mini Iridium and we have our full size Iridium. So it's hard to I like the big one, but boy, that little one is just the right size for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think I prefer the big one, but that's just my opinion.
Well, the funny thing though is, I mean, I have big hands, and even for me, this is almost a 4-finger grip. It fits really well. It's maybe
right
three and a half, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for a lot of people, you can't go wrong with an Iridium, with whether it be the mini Iridium, whether it be the full size.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons it's been so darn popular is because it's not just a good size, but its design lends itself to just about anything. Like, you want to use it as a self-defense knife? It can do it. You want to do this as a hunting knife? It can do it. You want to do anything?
Yeah.
The Iridium can do it. And it's really affordable, too.
Yeah, and so all of these ones have the same great D2 steel. This one's got a black oxide finish and obviously that full blacked out look. And then, so if you're not so much into the reverse Tonto blade, we can get you into the mini Iridium in black. And I believe we also have the full size as well in black. But so you can have a full size in black, you can have a mini in black, you can have a full size with a reverse Tonto or a mini and a reverse Tonto. And then even kind of a sister product to that other one over there, we have the mini Iridium in kind of that original gray and satin finish. And the only thing different here being this silver backspacer.
Rather than the orange on the original.
Yep, so kind of show those sisters together here.
Oh, look at them. You could build a pretty cool Iridium collection right now.
Yeah.
And I imagine, judging how popular the Iridium is, that this family will grow.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's
Including
something for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, I don't know, this is a two-way tie for my favorite knives on the table. The launch Iridium?
Yep.
Tell me about this.
So the Iridium kind of went all professional on us here, and we have a launch Iridium. This is the first USA-made Iridium also, which is cool. Mm-hmm. So again, kind of keeping with the theme, we called this the launch Iridium.
Is that the first launch that doesn't have a number after it?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, we have like launches 1 through 20 or something.
Well, we're nothing if we're not inconsistent. So. But yeah, so great. We call that a working finish blade, so a little bit of that darker, scratchier stone wash, black aluminum handles. I really like using this kind of pivot hardware where these are a spacer that slides through, so you get this really clean look. That's, I think, what people love about the Iridium is how clean it is. And so this, again, it's not the same quite full contour, but because it's got such a wide chamfer on it, it feels really contoured.
Yeah,
it feels quite a bit the same.
It feels great.
But again, as an automatic, it's got that crack. Reversible deep carry pocket clip.
Here's your crack. Oh yes. Oh yes, indeed. Yeah, like that. Deep carry pocket clip, you're saying, and a very needle-like point as well.
Yep.
I mean, it's the Iridium, but it's an auto with a MagnaCut blade.
Yep.
What's not to love?
So it's got that high flat grind again for nice slicey feel. Yeah, and so we're real excited about this one. It also, kind of new for the launch, is it has an aluminum backspacer.
Aluminum. Are the other ones not aluminum?
Oh, no, these are. For the launch series, I'm sorry. So
the launch series.
Most of our launch series are typically handles that come together in the back. So having that aluminum backspacer in there kind of makes it its own thing. So it's cool.
And I imagine that aluminum backspacer can make some parts of maintenance a little bit easier at times. Things coming together nicer. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not that much.
It's just a nice little upgrade on that knife. We like it a lot.
Yeah. Very exciting. And that's, what's that, 5 new Iridiums this year?
There's a few. But again, it's kind of that something for everybody. You know, you're not sure you like the Iridium. We're gonna find one for you. So we're committed.
There will be an Iridium in every pocket. We should make a shirt that says an Iridium in every pocket. That'd be awesome. Next up, ZT the 4 fixed blade. This is the other thing on my two-way tie for on the table. This is nice.
Fixed blades are so hard because there's not much to them most of the time. I mean, this is 2 micarta scales. We have, 2 sets of fasteners holding together, which I love. The simplicity of that, being able to take this whole knife apart with just a big Allen key, makes me happy. Just the dumb tool guy in me is like, I just love that. And then again, that for something different, that brown finish. It's a deep chocolate brown Cerakote, and it's just not your average black. It's subtle. It's not bright pink, but it's something a little different and gives that knife a real nice look and feel while also being nice and tough.
Yeah. So CPM Crew Air on this guy.
Correct. Yep.
So really tough and superb edge retention. Like this will last you a whole camp out and still be shaven when you get home.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because we spend so much time with folders telling people, please don't pry with them, please don't beat on them, please be gentle. We don't want anyone to get hurt or break the tip off. And so in this one, we're really giving it that user steel, saying go for it. You can baton this, you can beat on this. It's a fixed blade.
Do your worst. Yes. And whoever designed this handle, please send my regards. This handle is one of the best handles I've ever felt.
I'll let him know.
You can choke up on it, and it's just, it's so good. I love this handle.
Well, and that's the funny thing is, like you say, it's the simplicity, but this also has, it's hard to see, you can't see it with the micarta, but it's got a textured scale, kind of like we do on some of our other ZTs, if you think of like an 0308 or something like that. It's got a similar heavy texture to it that doesn't really show up, but it's just subtle enough that it provides a great grip. It's not just smooth micarta, it's actually got some texture to it.
Yeah.
And this will kind of change color as they darken up a bit as they go. It's really kind of a neat thing to watch them. You can see it already. It's beginning to orange out a little bit.
Sweaty on the studio and kind of darkens there.
Yeah.
And especially as your hands get dirty out in the field and everything, that'll just age really well. And that'll match the leather of the sheath.
I was going to say, let's talk about the sheath, because the big thing here that my favorite part of this knife is actually the sheath.
Okay.
It's our first time doing a leather sheath on a ZT, and I just love this sheath. We spent a lot of time, I know our designer spent a lot of time on this, just trying to get it right, going back and forth, made a lot of iterations, and also pushed the manufacturer.
Really?
And that's no disrespect to them. They've been doing this for years, and we just kind of said we want to do something a little different. And so this is reversible. This little flap can come off. Basically, these are Chicago screws that can all come apart.
So this feels very Kydex-y to me. Like, this is sort of a design you'd see on a Kydex sheath, but this is leather.
Right. I mean, I would call it a hybrid sheath, but it's all leather. But the thing about it is, we carefully designed it so that this whole spacing works with tech locks. I believe I'll have to check if it works with Ulta clips. But if it works with tech locks, this can be removed. This can be turned sideways for scout carry. It can be reversed. So we have this other set of holes here actually to make it work better with scout carry. That's why you have these, because we didn't want the thing dangling and kind of flapping on your butt. So this whole thing actually turns and shifts downward for sideways carry on your back.
Oh, so you don't have to get any extra parts or any soft loops or anything. This can just be adapted to a really nicely. I hadn't even noticed.
Left, right. Yeah, left, right. I mean, I guess you could put it upside down if you wanted to, although I don't know why you'd put it upside down on your belt.
Yeah.
But you can put a tech lock on it. So we've really tried to think this one through.
And you put it in, and it has, listen, it kind of ever so slightly snaps like Kydex.
It does. It has a nice retention.
The strap is nice to have, but
it's a wet molded sheath like a good holster, and it has some retention without the strap on it. Man. So yeah, we're really proud of this one, and for fixed blade for a ZT, we're just excited to have in the catalog.
You guys really did a good job with this guy. Very exciting indeed.
Okay.
All right, keeping it ZT, we have the
ZT-44.
44. I love how we're kind of like going with calibers now.
We're
going to remember those.
We've been doing the caliber series for a while, so we're going to get into some odd ones at some point. But yeah, for now, 44. Great number and a great knife.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first manual button lock in the ZT lineup. So this is something, again, pretty new for us with the flipper. Titanium scales. Again, it's got some heft to it, but it's not super heavy because those scales are heavily weight relieved on the inside.
Yeah, I was looking in there.
I wish we could see it on camera.
Like, there's some pretty deep pockets milled out in there.
Yep, on the front and the back. Mm-hmm. And so then we have a really nice, the button, because of lockup, has to be steel, but we've added a titanium ring around the cap there. So we call that the button cap, or button collar, I guess is more like it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that pale green, I really love that color. We've got it's a little hard to see in the lighting, but we have a silver bead blasted handle, and then we have that pale green color on the collar on the button. Custom pivot hardware that just matches the flow of the knife, and it's a really clean, simple. I mean, in the vein of like an Iridium, but not the same design at all. Mm-hmm. Just that simple, clean look. You can anodize it, you can laser on it, you can do all kinds of stuff. It's kind of a nice blank canvas if you want to customize.
Yeah, I really like this. And when I think of Kershaw ZT, I think you guys are the king of bearings, and that's how you get actions like that.
It's got that drop shot, and
so smooth.
That matters so much to people. That's something we've learned over the years, is that people care as much about the way it closes as the way it opens. Particularly with Duralocks and with button locks, even with frame locks. People really want that kind of drop shut, snappy feel.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing maybe you can't see in there is we've got the ZT logo machined on the inside of the handle. That may be something you'll have to show in B-roll.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so kind of that little second read element, something that you find, we as designers, we try to find little things that you can kind of discover later. You go, oh, that's neat.
Yeah, hopefully we can catch that on camera. You kind of have to hold the knife and see it. That's a lot of fun though. I like little surprises to find when you hold the knife itself.
Yep. So then coming up next, we have the ZT-512.
The 512, another auto.
Yep, so this is our second ZT auto. So again, if you look at these two together, you realize these are quite a bit different. Mm-hmm. So while we have kind of the dress tuxedo one here on top, then down here we have the working man's ZT auto.
Mm-hmm.
So that one is beefy. Again, we have a crew wear blade in it.
Is that the same Cerakote we found on
It is,
the Ford?
Yep, it's that, they call it a dark bronze, but I think it's more of a chocolate brown. Mm-hmm. And that Cerakote is also on the titanium back handle and on the liner underneath the micarta.
All right, I like that.
So again, we have natural micarta, really actually the same color as this one. So you can see there's kind of a bit of a theme, but even though these aren't necessarily sister products, they have a theme. We have a nice gold anodize on that button collar again.
Mm-hmm.
And that matches the titanium tube spacer. Actually, that's the same on this one. This has got the cool green titanium tube spacer.
Okay.
So we have that gold titanium and nice snappy action. And then again, this is a .156 blade. So
nice.
Whereas this is thinner than our typical autos, this one's thicker than our typical auto. So it's nice and beefy. It really is kind of what a ZT is known for being.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, when I pick up autos, the thing that I normally do is what I call the jiggle test, which is how much does it jiggle my arm when it opens? It jiggles. Dude, I look like a motorcyclist with my arms flapping in the wind with this thing. It's so powerful, and I love it.
I'm at a loss for words.
That's okay, Jim. Let's talk about this Livewire. This one also.
Does that one make your arm jiggle?
No, not too much. I think it's just because how smooth you made that action, though. Like, I know that if a OTF jiggles, it means the spring's kind of tough, but this one...
All right. So we're not aiming for that forearm twerk on this one? Okay.
Maybe.
Gotcha.
Forearm... What the... Oh, my goodness.
You're the one who started with the jiggling.
You're right, I did. All right, we're going to forget the jiggle, but talk about this Livewire.
We're keeping this PG-13 rated today. Okay.
The reverse standard.
So anyway, so we have the Livewire 9000, which has also been really popular, and we're glad you guys love it. So we've made a new version here with the reverse Tonto blade, and this one we have our two-tone black and satin finish on it, which I think really makes it pop. And then the rest of that knife is all blacked out. It's really clean. It's just real simple. Same deep carry pocket clip, but again, it's one of my favorite blade styles. For the things I do, for the way I cut stuff, I like a low tip. And so it's fun to be able to have that.
And that's probably why the reverse Tanto Iridium has been killing it. And honestly, like that's a pretty slick Kershaw collection right there. Go reverse Tanto. I don't know. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yep, but other than that, it's the same Livewire you know and love, yeah?
Yep, same great action, same really comfortable, easy to fire.
Super good ergos.
About the right size. Not too big, not too small for most people.
Yes. Man, the Livewire's been selling like hotcakes. You guys really did a good job with it. And once again, the family is growing. We've got so many different handle colors and blade styles, etc. Very awesome. Taking a bit of a throwback next, though. We got Leeks.
We have Leeks. And oh boy, do we have Leeks. You want to show one at a time, or you want to show them
together? Yeah, we'll show them one at a time. So first off, we have the USA Leek.
Yes, yep, the Leek USA. So this is a new process we've been using, and it allows us to do some really detailed designs. And so we have this one with the American flag, so a patriotic version.
Yep, and then we have the other one that our photographer was already like, so I'm going to buy this.
So this is called the 1660 trout, but I'm calling it the Leek trout, even though it is a rainbow trout, which is, so I'm making this worse. But
so it's a lake trout, a leek trout.
It's actually.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Let me slap my knee real quick.
I'm old. Okay. So, but yeah. So this one obviously looks like a rainbow trout.
Yeah. What I never noticed before seeing this is just how fish-like the handle of the Leek kind of looks. I wonder if Ken would destroy me if I said that, but.
Well, we've sold a bunch of them, so whatever it's shaped like, people seem to like it.
Yeah, it's a great handle. Like, I've seen Leeks in pockets for years. It just fills out the hand just right, but it looks like a fish. No, it's a fish.
I mean, you hear me making jokes over here, but this one is a lot of fun. I mean, it's fun. There's lots of fishermen out there. Everybody knows, everyone's got a fisherman in their life, or a fisherwoman. There's lots of ladies that like to fish, and so I think this is going to be a really cool little knife for us. It's different, and it's kind of kooky and fun, and it does kind of look like a trout.
Yep. And this finishing process made it nice and smooth.
It doesn't smell like a trout, and that's an advantage. So it passes the sniff test, right?
Yeah.
So this one stays fresh all the time. But really, that's the 1660 trout and 1660 USA. You put them together for just a second there. We can.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Have our crazy Leeks.
Family picture.
There we go.
Dude, the Leek family's big though. There are so many Leeks.
Yeah, we were talking about the Iridium family, but the Leek family's kind of like hold my beer. Right?
Yep.
So, anyway, let's move on to the Broadside.
The Broadside. And this guy, I picked this up and I'm like, all right, I need something big and heavy to cut now. This thing just wants to go to work.
Yeah. So this is kind of, again, one of the first Duralocks that we've done that's a bit more of a big, beefy, kind of a tactical folder, really. It's got that FDE scale. Again, D2 blade, but thicker. So we've got a 156 blade on this, which is 5/32, a lot more beefy, bigger thumb studs, big G10 scales on it. Not overly thick. It's a little thicker than your average Duralock from us, but not ridiculously. But it's definitely wider, for sure. So it's big, it's beefy, but again, high flat grind. We're not. It's still a very usable blade. It still slices.
It'll cut.
Yeah. So our goal is at the end of the day, we want it to be stronger, but its primary job is to cut. Yep. So if it doesn't cut, what's the point?
We got full steel liners,
Yep.
so the handle's going to tolerate whatever. It has like no flex under your hand.
Oh, it's beefy. And these are also cool because they have a brown PVD on them. It's, again, I don't know why it's hard to pick up on camera. We have this mood lighting in here, I guess.
Yes, mood lighting.
You guys didn't hear the sax music George was playing earlier, but anyway, the liners are that nice chocolate brown that kind of I think goes well with the flat dark earth tan handles. But so that is the Broadside, the 2053, and all new for this year.
Yeah. Next up, the first Kershaw button lock manual I can remember. There might be another one out there. I don't know.
No, I think this might be the first one.
Okay.
If not, it's been before my time. But yeah, so this is the Kindred. I mixed up our numbers here. I'm sorry. That's the 2053. That Broadside is the 2052. So there you go.
2052. They're just one number apart.
A little correction for us there.
Very different knives, though.
Very different knives. So the Kindred has that smooth, contoured feel. Black aluminum handles. in an effort to keep it nice and slim, that little cap on the back is just part of what captures the button mechanisms. That is not actually a separate button.
Does that make the button mechanism reversible?
No.
Okay.
No. So that's worth pointing out. It's more so you can have that contoured handle. So if you look at most of the, well, if you look at pretty much any of our button lock style knives, there'll be kind of a bump here. I should say a flat spot, because that's where you need to have a little room for the button to travel as you squeeze it down.
Because the laws of conservation of matter demand that there must be a place for that button to go.
It has to go somewhere, yeah. It has to have a home. And so this one has a little, it's got like a, it's like on your pickup truck. It's got a little camper shell on it. Mm-hmm. So that's just where the button lives.
Yeah, but that doesn't stand really proud at all. You don't notice it in your hand.
Nope.
It's there, and it kind of provides some nice symmetry.
It gives it a bit of a look, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
I like it. What's the blade steel on this guy?
That should be D2.
D2, so solid EDC steel, aluminum handle. Do we have another reversible pocket clip? We do.
We do. It's like someone on the design team is left-handed and always insists on that. It's weird.
Is that you? Are you lefty?
Do I have to admit it?
I'm so sorry. Jim.
It's hurtful.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, so reversible pocket clip, deep carry, ultra deep carry actually. That one really hangs right off the back of the handle there.
Yeah, so it'll go right deep in your pocket, and then you can throw a little lanyard on there to help you get it out.
Yeah, but another smooth, kind of fun design. And the action, it just releases and it drops shut. It's smooth, it doesn't stick. And that's something we really were aiming for on this. It's like, there's button locks and there's button locks. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna name names, but sometimes you get a button lock and it takes a bit to get it to go. And this one is just nice and just easy to work, easy to close.
Yep, there are button locks and button locks. This is the latter.
Well, attention to detail matters, so we've tried.
It does. And then next up, we got a few rainbow finishes.
We do. We haven't had a rainbow finish in a while, and people love this, and so we're bringing it back.
Yeah, here, let me get some fingerprints off of it. This is a very shiny
It's impossible,
rainbow.
I know. It looks really cool in hand, but on camera, you're like, why has it got a fingerprint on it? So that is the Outcome Rainbow, the 2044 RBW.
So we've seen the Outcome before.
Yep.
But this guy is all rainbow finished, and it's extra fun and very high vis.
Yep, and it's the same knife. It's HCR 13 MOV steel. It's an all steel construction. Frame lock, reversible deep carry pocket clip. I do like the flush mounted screws. That makes a difference on that one. Mm-hmm. And a backspacer, and a rainbow finish.
So how do you get the rainbow finish?
It's a rainbow PVD process. So it is a PVD finish. And it's actually done. I think, if memory serves, when I was told about it, it was something that was discovered years ago by accident, where they were doing the finish in a rainbow chamber and they had a leak, and not that leak, an actual oxygen leak coming into the chamber, and it created that finish. And they went, oh, that's great. Let's figure out how to do this consistently.
Yeah.
And so that finish has been around for a long time, and it's just super cool.
But since it's a PVD, that means it's also going to be fairly scratch resistant too.
It is. It's a nice, tough finish.
You look at this finish, you're like, I didn't think that would be tough, but it is.
Yeah. So it's beautiful, but it's also tough. Don't mess with our rainbow finish. 1365 RBW. That's the Misdirect Rainbow. Mm-hmm. And again, same specs: HCR 13 MOV, rainbow PVD finish, steel handles, backspacer. So we have this new finish in 2 flavors. So you can have your rainbow sherbet either way, just whichever one you like. If you want a reverse Tonto, go for the Misdirect, and if you want more of a traditional drop point, go for the Outcome.
I think I'm more on the Outcome too.
We should
this guy
roll these around in case the camera can't see them, because they're so shiny they turn black sometimes in the light.
Catch the light. All right, well, that's a lot of awesome Kershaw stuff. And in 2024, I know that there was there's stuff that came out later in the year as well. So I would imagine this is not the last we've seen of Kershaw for 2025.
Not at all. This is just our first release, and we have several more coming and some really exciting stuff. So stay tuned.
So buckle up. The Kershaw roller coaster is still on the way up. The ride is yet to come. But thanks so much for coming out here, Jim. This is a really exciting year from Kershaw. Like, you and the design team really knocked it out of the park.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I feel like you got to make a knife and call it the home run now. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad idea. Call it something cooler that says, look how good we are. Because you guys are all... No, I'm just going to shut up now. Anyway, thank you all for joining us today at BladeHQ.com. You can find all of this stuff. It should be available now, yeah?
Yep. Available right now.
Yep. So go pick up all of your wildest Kershaw and ZT dreams, and we will see you next time.